this racetrack 5 wide at times.
And I'm going to introduce you gentlemen and the folks at home to a term we're going to use quite regularly tonight, and it's called slide job. That's how you complete a pass. You go to the bottom, you slide up the hill, and you hope when you get up there, the truck you were passing isn't still beside you.
And oh, by the way, you're probably going to hit the wall while you do it, too.
So the pace truck will pull off. Caleb Holman will lead the group from the top spot. That's 17-year-old Jake Griffin on the inside in truck number 11, and we're racing at Eldora.
How about Bobby Pierce wasting no time jumping down underneath Caleb Holman?
Look at Pierce in that red 63. He was the runner-up in the race a year ago to Christopher Bell.
You see the 66 truck there getting a hit in the left rear. It's going to spin him around. John Hunter Nemechek got into Jordan Anderson. Need to get on the brakes.
Anderson keeps going, so far no caution.
Yeah, there's debris on the racetrack, though. His rear bumper bar is on the racetrack.
And now the caution is out.
Wow, we saw that take place. He dove into the third corner, tried to get down in front of John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek was there. It was just enough to send Anderson around. And Phil, that's the second hit to that left rear corner he hit in practice yesterday as well. So a lot of damage there on the 66 truck.
Kenny?
Vince, one incredible thing about Eldora Speedway, check all these fans and crew members out. We're right here. We're 1 foot off of the racetrack. You look at Jordan Anderson's left rear, they can literally come right here and look at it and see if he has any damage. One great thing about Eldora Speedway as Jordan Anderson goes by. Hermie?
We've got Kenny Schrader standing back. Kenny Wallace was just pointing out how many people are paying close attention to these races, even the drivers, competitors, crew members. What is the difference in the racetrack today that we've seen in years past, and what can you learn by watching it?
Well, I think there's just quite a bit more moisture in it than there has been over the previous years, and definitely yesterday. Yesterday it was slick from top to the bottom, so I think it's going to be a little different. I think it's going to wind up being one of the best racetracks we've had in our years here. I think it's going to be really slick in the middle and with a very decisive little bit of moisture at the bottom and top.
And what has your driver coach, Kenny Wallace, told you about tonight's race and what you should do or what he would do if he were driving this truck?
I didn't really listen to him. He said something, but he did help me in qualifying. He did help me in qualifying.
This is Kenny Schrader. He rolls off in heat number 3.
I don't think he'd give Kenny any credit anyway, even if he deserved it, would he?
This could be a bit of a Hail Mary here, too. Watch Anderson. He knows he's got to get up there and get one of those top spots. Cuts a little bit quick. Around here, Phil, I think Jordan would have been better off if he'd have locked those brakes down. He just lets it roll up and get into that outside wall. A lot of damage. He's got to qualify. He's got to get one of those top 5 spots, but he's still out there and rolling, so I guess he's still in the game.
You know, one thing to point out on the dirt, just because you spin doesn't necessarily mean there's automatically going to be a yellow, because so many times you'll spin and they'll just restart and get going. But Jordan Anderson obviously left some truck parts on the track, and when that amount of debris is on the track, obviously we're going to go caution.
And it didn't take a whole lot of contact to send Jordan around.
See Wayne Anderson's barely slipping through there in that 49 truck. He got to the other side of the good. He's currently in the 5th spot, so that's a transfer position.
And remember, 8 trucks here, and all you got to do is finish in the top 5. Right now, really, there's only 7 trucks remaining on the racetrack.
Look at the damage to the 49.
Remember, during these qualifying races, only the green flag laps count during these 10-lap qualifying races.
Caleb Rourke, the 10 truck is off the racetrack. That's why we only have 7 trucks left.
So we'll restart with Caleb Holman on the outside and Bobby Pierce inside.
Look at Bobby Pierce. He's trying to do that slide job you were talking about, Michael.
There's the first one of the night, and it happened on the first restart of this first heat. Man, that was executed perfectly, wasn't it, Bill? He just dove hard into that first turn and was able to clear Holman.
And the guys told me down the garage area, that's fine to do that slide job, but you better make sure you're going to pass the guy when you do it.
You can see Jake Griffin giving it a try there. Can't get past John Hunter, but Nemechek checks up in that black 8 truck into the outside wall.
That was the 0-5 of Brady Boswell trying to get it down off the wall.
Good battle here for the 3rd spot between the 11 of Griffin and the 8 of Nemechek.
Nemechek finally gets the spot from the 17-year-old Griffin. Griffin coming right back on the inside.
Looks like Griffin's quite serious about grabbing the 3rd spot away. He's been down on that inside of John Hunter Nemechek. He can't make it work so far.
Remember, the top 5 automatically advance to the main. The remaining finishers will go to the last chance race.
Brady Boswell rides along in that 5th spot in the 05, and he's gapped Wayne Edwards and Jordan Anderson. That's got to be a good feeling. Now he's got his sights set on that battle for the 3rd spot. See, all 3 of those trucks are globbed together.
Yeah, these guys have moved up the racetrack. We're seeing them run a little bit higher than they did during qualifying. They were more in the middle of the racetrack in qualifying, but they're moving up the racetrack, getting some of that moisture.
Here comes Boswell, the 19-year-old in that Zaxby 05, driving for John West Townley tonight. Townley still not back after experiencing concussion-like symptoms. Wish John West the best. Hope to see him at Pocono when we roll into town for our next race on July 30th.
How about the front of those trucks completely covered with the clay off this racetrack?
Look at Boswell. He's making it work down on the bottom. And Phil, he doesn't have any dirt track experience. So anything he can do here, any pass he can make, that might be one of the first ones he's ever made on dirt. He's got to learn and get better so he can try to be competitive in the feature. That's kind of risky, though. They're racing side by side for that transfer. They're both in the race right now. They're 4th and 5th. Those guys right behind them lurking, hoping there's contact there.
But Michael, you have to remember every position really means 5 starting positions, because they're going to line up the winners from these heat races are going to be 1 through 5 from the qualifying races.
Bobby Pierce is your leader. Pierce on the backstretch. Now into turn 3 and 4. He'll get the white flag this time by a very comfortable advantage over Caleb Holman. So Bobby Pierce takes the white, 1 lap to go in this first qualifying race. Remember, the winner of this first qualifying race will start on the pole tonight in the main. Looks good for Bobby Pierce.
So that's where he started last year, too. Sat on the pole, won his qualifying race, started this feature event from the pole.
Qualifying race number 1 goes to Bobby Pierce. Caleb Holman is 2nd. Jake Griffin 3rd. He'll transfer in. There's Brady Boswell and John Hunter Nemechek, your 5 transfers out of qualifying race number 1. Boy, and Jordan Anderson really got into the wall big here on the front stretch.
He was racing Wayne Anderson for that 6th spot. Again, nothing at stake there.
Yeah, and he dove to the inside, made the slide job in 3 and 4, but watch. Wayne Anderson is able to do the crossover. Once Jordan dives hard in the corner, you can see here, really hard in there, slides up, but watch what Anderson is able to do.
He just turns left and gets it underneath him, and Jordan never really got that truck straight. He made contact, and it sent him right into the outside wall.
That's his 3rd big contact of the meet, so that's a tough finish to his race. Hopefully they can slide in on a provisional starting spot.
Well, there you see our transfers and our top 5. They're all going directly to the main later tonight. Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick